You are listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the Cult of Campbell.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm Ty.
I'm Eric.
I'm Urs.
I'm Ian.
And today we have a very special double feature.
Ooh, yes, we do.
Not just one Bruce Campbell movie, but 1 1/4.
1 1/8.
I don't know. Probably combined a third of a movie. We have a third of a film between these two. Because we are doing Bruce Campbell in Maniac Cop and briefly Maniac Cop 2.
Absolutely correct.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. In Maniac, Cop 1, we have directed by William Lustig, produced by Larry Cohen, starring Tom Adkins, Lauren Landon, and of course, Bruce Campbell.
And then Maniac Cop 2 was also directed by William Lustig, also produced by Larry Cohen, and it's starring Robert Davi, or Davi, I don't know how to pronounce that, Claudia
Davi.
Christian. Davi?
I think so.
All right, I'm going to take that again. All right, starring Robert Davi, Claudia Christian, Michael Lerner, and Bruce Campbell.
Accurate.
And Maniac Cop 2 came out in 1990, so only, what, was it 2 years after the
88.
Yes.
88 is when Maniac Cop 1
is when
came
Maniac
out.
Cop came out.
So they had to start production on this like almost immediately, it seems like.
Yeah, they just went full right into it. They were like, we've got this. Maniac Cop is gonna do great. We're gonna just get started on the sequel.
Speaking
Maybe.
Box office
Yeah.
smash.
I'm pretty sure Maniac Cop 2 was a straight-to-video movie. I'm pretty certain. Did what was the box office on
On Maniac Cop 1.
Yeah.
What
Did it
was the
warrant a
box office?
sequel?
Oh, okay, so box office was 671,000.
What was the budget?
1.1 million.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh, what was? I wonder what the thought was by greenlighting a sequel.
How did it get a sequel?
I don't know. That's interesting. We'll have to look into
I
that.
think like
It was a very compelling
investors
story,
were
I
just
guess.
like, yeah, just take my money.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a tax write-off. All right. So I
laundering
think
mob money.
I think we should go ahead and get right into it. Let's take a look at Bruce Campbell in Maniac Cop 1 and 2. Let's get groovy.
Grab your boomstick and fire up the Delta. It's time for ACTION. Join the Cult of Campbell. Groovy.
And if you're lucky a little later, I'll let you play with my
So this was my first time seeing both these movies. How about you, Ian?
Yes. Don't even know if I've heard of them before. Like, it kind of rang a bell, but I knew nothing about these movies at all until Tyler was like, hey, we're going to watch Maniac Cop and part of Maniac Cop 2.
Same.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and say that's pretty much been my experience with it too. This was my first time watching Maniac Cop 1 and the beginning of 2, and it's thanks to Tyler.
Surprisingly, surprisingly, this is my first time seeing either one of those as well. I've had these DVDs for I'd say about 10 years.
Oh, we were all
Easily.
Maniac Cop virgins.
Yeah, all of
Yeah,
us.
we were. Yeah,
I bought this like 3-pack. Like I swear it's been about 10 years. I had this 10-pack, this 3-pack.
What else was in the 3-pack?
Maniac Cop 1, 2, and 3.
3. They made 3
They
of
made
these.
the third one?
There's a third one.
Wow.
The
I think
subtitle is Badge of Silence. I
Badge
think.
of Silence.
The
Yeah,
Badge of
and he's
Silence.
super zombified in that one. I've
Oh,
seen
wow.
pictures, but yeah, this is my first time watching it. Like I was, the first thing that caught my eye when I turned this on was it's produced by Larry Cohen, who was like one of my favorite B movie like producers because he also did The Stuff, which is one of my all-time favorite horror movies. So
Oh yeah, you keep talking
I was
about
very
the stuff.
excited about that. I had high hopes at that point.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of Larry Cohen stuff is shit, I still had high hopes.
Yeah.
Did anyone have super high hopes going into it?
No.
No,
Honestly, I didn't even know what I was in for.
no. This movie could mostly have only exceeded my expectations, and it still didn't.
Yes.
So yeah, pretty much like the movie opens with just 4 kills, like straight off the fucking bat. I think we were like,
we have like a 5-minute long sequence of.
I repressed that memory.
Yeah. We have a very extended,
A very
sequence.
long opening credit sequence of Mr. Maniac himself. Sorry, Officer Maniac.
Officer
getting
Maniac.
dressed, putting on the whole movie he wears like his dress, like uniform, like whenever you see cops at like some sort of ceremony or something,
Yeah.
and they're wearing the nice clothes with the white cotton gloves. He's in that like the whole time. So we get 4 kills just straight off the bat. There's a waitress who gets mugged, and then she beats the fucking shit out of her muggers with. We just guessed it was a purse full of fucking marbles.
Yes.
Then she gets away, runs straight to the Maniac Cop, and then what does he do?
He snaps her neck. He
He like
picks her up,
slams her onto the ground, and
snaps
then
her neck.
snaps
Yeah.
her neck.
Yep.
Let's see. I believe her next kill was the car couple.
team, yeah.
Yep. They're driving down the road. He stops at a red light. Maniac Cop silently gestures for him to get out of the car, and they were drinking and driving.
I love when they stop. They stopped at red light for like 5 seconds. He's like, God, how long is this light going to take? Like they've been sitting there for like an extended amount of time.
which is very realistic to New York. I've heard.
Not those empty streets, though. I don't care
Oh,
what
yeah.
time of night it is.
Well, no, not that part.
He's just cruising open street, just drinking
Yep.
like it's some small town.
Look, some incredibly minute details of this movie are very realistic. Come on. So, so this is when we, every good 80s killer has like their signature weapon. And where it's revealed that Maniac Cop uses his police baton as a knife because it's also a knife. And he slits the guy's throat. And
I
then
thought
he
that was-
throws him on the car, and then the chick just drives away screaming.
I thought that'd be so unnecessary that it was a knife. I think it should.
Right,
I
you
think it
just-
should have been a baton.
Bash his brains in.
Right,
Yeah.
that would have been like brutal and like in keeping with the cop thing, but
But
no,
I
he just had a
guess
big
if they
knife.
were going for police slasher, I guess that was the
seems
necessary.
Right,
to be.
yeah.
Seems
But
to be.
I think the baton would have been a much cooler weapon.
Right, yeah. I agree. I think it should have just been a baton, but regardless, it's a baton knife. So he seems to teleport throughout this movie. Like, you know how a lot of 80s slashers, like Jason Voorhees was one of them that always did it. They're just there, and then the next shot, they're just gone.
This
Or
was
like-
very Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
or
this
like they're
is-
at the door, and then the killer's hands come through the wall right behind them.
yeah.
Like a second later, he does that a lot. But in
Right.
this movie, he's not undead.
Not that we
Spoiler
can
alert.
tell. Not that we can tell. I
Not
mean,
explicitly, but I think they're intending for him to have been alive because later the doctor.
we get an explanation here.
Yeah, which is a horrible explanation.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. So yeah, he murders lady, he murders dude, and then just some poor like older guy is trying to get into his car, and he just comes up behind him again, like teleports out of fucking nowhere, and then handcuffs the guy, and then this guy just slips away, and we have just way too fucking long of a chase
Right.
with this guy running.
He does an incredible
Right.
job running.
He does.
with
Yeah.
handcuffs
Oh, yeah.
on though.
No, he's doing great. Yeah. He's trying to hit like some buttons with his nose at one point to escape, but he fucked that up. See, he was trying to push the buttons with his nose. Just press your forehead in and drag it all the way down.
Yeah.
Right? Like hit it,
Oh, there you
hit
go.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything, yeah.
He's just like a woodpecker that got brain damage. So eventually, Maniac Cop catches up and he shoves him face first in a wet concrete.
Yep.
They were doing construction on the sidewalk, and this guy gets smothered in the wet concrete. Maniac
Yeah, they
Cop
cut to the
pushes
next
his head
morning,
in.
and
Yep, it's all dried. There's 2 construction workers just jackhammering it out. Like, I'm pretty sure cops would be doing that.
then you know what we get? We get 20 Bruce Campbell-less minutes
Absolutely
Yep.
none.
of this film.
Absolutely no Bruce Campbell. We meet Tom Atkins, who's our main character for a little
So
bit.
yeah, he's our main character
yeah,
until they
for a
decide
moment.
Bruce Campbell
Yeah.
wants to be in the movie.
Yep.
And there's something about like they don't want people to know that the dude's in a cop uniform, and then he takes it to like a reporter, and she
Yep, he
reports
leaks it
it.
to the
Now
press.
everybody's freaking
Afraid
out.
of the cops.
Then we get probably my favorite kill in the movie. I think
Yeah.
it was the most shocking of all of them. I felt.
Right.
woman.
This poor woman with what I'm confident was a little bit of herpes in the corner of her mouth gets pulled over.
After she's like,
Yeah.
she's hearing like on the radio, they finally start reporting on the police killer.
Like the classic, like a mental patient escaped in the woods with a hook for his hand, but it's like murder cop on the loose right when she gets pulled over. And she's like wigging out. This dude's walking up. It's all ominous.
Yeah,
and we're
a
like,
cop pulls up behind her.
yeah. We're like, yeah, this chick's going to get it.
Right.
Yep. So he comes up to the window, and right as he's approaching the window, she reaches into her purse, pulls out a giant fucking gun. It looked like a 45 or something, I think it was. Like, and then just fucking blows this cop's brains out.
She yells, because he knocks on the window, she yells, "You're not getting me.
You're not getting me," with a smile on her face,
Yep.
too. I remember she like smiled. She like sneered
Just
at him and then blew his fucking
and
brains
blows
out.
the top of his head off.
And he's just some blonde dude.
I recognize that
Probably gonna
guy.
help her.
I recognize that guy.
The car
from
was
something.
over. He's obviously overheating. He's the scene. He's probably going to help her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it wouldn't start. That's right.
Yeah, she couldn't get her vehicle started. She wasn't even
She was
getting
just
pulled
going to
over. He
straight
just
run
came
from
up.
this dude. Yeah. I didn't recognize him. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
recognize him
not
from
sure what he was
something.
from.
See if he was in something.
I'm
But
fairly certain he was.
we never find out what happened to that lady, but she for sure went to prison. Like, she's never going to see her grandkids
I
again.
think that would be a better story.
Yeah,
Right,
that
yeah.
would have been-
Yeah, I want to follow that lady.
Like
Like,
her whole court case and
Yeah.
she's just crocheting in her cell. Like, she got the needle smuggled in, and the other lady's like, "What are you in for?" And she's like, "I murdered a fucking cop in broad daylight." Just blew his fucking brains out, one shot right between the eyes. You want to admit?
Whiz. You want a mitten?
So
I thought it was this guy named Ron Erland.
Wasn't him.
He was the main like the main hero guy in Ghost Ship. I'm fairly certain that was him, but it's not listed in his
filmography.
filmography. No, but I'm fairly certain it was him. Maybe it was on credits. It shows he was active at that time. So
if anybody's seen Maniac Cop and or Ghost Ship and we're on the right track, let us know.
yeah, Ron Erland, was he the dead cop in?
Yeah,
Maniac Cop?
was he the
One
guy whose
of-
face
one
I
of.
saw?
The first.
Yeah.
The first dead cop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get to
So
that.
we get after that we have like a long stretch of like no Bruce Campbell. We're all wondering.
Yeah, this
Where
like
Bruce
the whole
Campbell is.
first chunk. We're like, okay, so is he like the killer? Because the killer was we knew going in, played by Robert Zadar, right?
Robert Zadar.
Robert Zadar. So I was like, okay, so is it going to be like another actor's playing him, and we're going to find out later that he's the killer?
Which it was easy to draw that conclusion because both Bruce and Robert Zadar have incredible chins.
incredible chins. They could open geodes with those.
That yeah. This is a very chin heavy flick, but
oh yeah.
It is.
I mean,
We're lucky.
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
That's
blessed with not one but two of the most magnificent.
I
chins.
yeah,
enjoyed
they
their
were
chins
they
in
were
this
very
movie.
bold chins.
I dare say that was
yeah.
the best part of
So,
this movie.
when we finally meet Bruce, it was kind of
yeah.
jarring
Yeah.
to all of us because
he's
Yeah,
talking
he's
to
21
his
minutes
wife.
in, we finally get to see Bruce.
And
Well, we get to hear
a very
Bruce.
obvious red herring. Like,
Yes.
like they don't show his face. We haven't gotten any clear shot of Maniac Cop's face yet. We just
right.
get a vague outline of a giant chin.
One
And
of the
then-
first things that threw me off, I don't know if it was a continuity issue or maybe there's a deleted scene somewhere, but it opens with Jack Forrest, who is the character Bruce Campbell
Yep.
plays, Officer Jack Forrest. His wife is collecting newspaper clippings of the Maniac
yeah.
Cop, and the headline is Maniac Cop claims fourth
Claims
victim.
4, yeah. And by this time, 4 people have died in the movie, but
Yeah.
one of them was the dude who got his brains
Yeah.
blown out. And it's like, are they counting that? Some dude just got capped by an old lady, and they're like, this counts. Like, but yeah, so we meet his wife, and she is just the loneliest, saddest
Oh my
woman
gosh.
in a movie I have ever seen. She bummed me the fuck out.
I know.
I was fairly certain because how depressing and down she was. I was fairly certain she was our
Our
heroine.
leading lady.
Yeah,
And like we were going to see this like arc of her like becoming
reconnecting with her
independent and
husband,
like
or becoming more
I thought that
independent.
was what it was going to be.
Yeah, because she's
that would have
like,
been good.
I'm so lonely. You work nights so late and yada yada.
And he's just so dismissive.
He's
and-
very dismissive. He's a fucking asshole.
He's like, oh yeah, I was going to do the marriage counseling, but you didn't want to do it, and then
yeah.
stomped around the house like, I'm going to work now.
My favorite part is when she's like, you wake up in the middle of the night screaming, you can't breathe, and I'm afraid you're gonna hurt me in your sleep, and like it pisses him off. He's
Yeah, he just
like,
gets
you think I'll hurt you? Like,
I'd never fucking hurt you. You fucking
get over here, and like grabs her. No, he didn't go that
Yeah.
far, but like,
No.
he
didn't.
He got fairly like he was immediately unlikable.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he
and
was
then
a
and then it
dick.
progresses. It's not like
just-
it's not like
yeah.
one of those things where it's like all bad first impression. No,
Right,
he remains unlikable, and it's very
so
odd.
he takes off walking to go to work and just leaves
he's
his poor, depressed, fucking miserable wife. And,
Yeah, 'cause she even says like, she's like, well, he's like, if I don't get back too late, if I get back late, I'll try not to wake you. She's like, no, wake me up.
Right. She just wants
maybe
to-
sleeping too late is what causes depression. He just kind of like, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he just bails.
Just leaves.
And
she gets a creepy phone call.
Yep, she gets a creepy.
Where did
my
that come
God,
from?
We never came back to that.
No, we
but
didn't.
I
Yeah,
think
it was the lady.
I think it was the
Yeah.
other-
That's
Yeah,
more
the
of this.
limping lady.
That's more of that random shit
I
that I don't
forgot that even
understand.
fucking happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gets a mysterious phone call, which we find out
Yeah.
later is
She's like, why do you
a
keep
central
calling
character.
me?
Yeah.
And then never. Yeah.
Why is she trying to
I am
blackmail him?
still-
It's like, oh, he has a big chin too. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
must be it.
There's only enough room for one chin on this force.
But yeah, so he's walking and she puts on her trench coat that looks like a bathrobe, and a tiny itty bitty little adorable gun, and she follows him, and he doesn't go to work. He goes
Nope.
to a motel.
That's like
I'll
right
bet
around
you
the corner.
Guess why? Because he's fucking smashing.
And
So-
she confirms that by just going to the front desk and politely asking for a key.
Oh my gosh,
to,
yeah.
politely asked for a key to a room that she did not pay for.
And then-
And they gave it to her just
Yeah.
like
yeah, this desk clerk was probably
Yeah.
like, I want to know what's going on in this room.
Yeah,
Hey,
really. Hey,
Chin's getting lucky. Hey.
so she goes up, she opens the door, creeps in, and then
And then Bruce Campbell is in bed with the blonde hooker lady, who we
Yeah.
find out is a cop who just goes undercover as a hooker.
who is our hero,
Yep,
our
our
lead
leading
female,
lady.
our
Yep.
leading
As it would
lady
turn
of the
out.
film.
The cheating man and the woman he's cheating
Yeah,
with.
they
are
they
heroes.
become our like heroes.
they do. Like they're the ones that we're supposed to root for.
So weird.
Yeah,
It really is.
really odd choice.
So-
The wife pulls a gun on him in her fury for a moment and then just
and then
Yeah.
leaves.
you
But-
know.
Where
Yep, she goes outside. She walks by a van, and then the door slides open, and she just gets yoinked inside by Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
Like, which we haven't seen him do yet. He just kind of shows up, murders people, and leaves.
Right.
But he grabs her into a van, and then Bruce
Cut to
and
the next
hooker
morning,
lady
yeah.
presumably finish up.
Yeah, cut to the next morning. A cleaning lady is like, she comes into the room that we were previously in.
That
Yep.
they were in the hotel.
Walk into the room, and she's like, "Is anybody in here?" And she knocked that over a lamp, the wife, when she was leaving. So we see it's definitely the same room. The lamp's knocked over.
I
She
didn't
walks
catch
in,
that.
and the wife is dead on the bed with a slit throat. Fuck.
And what I'll say is like, I don't know if they were like trying to like build him up as a red herring. If they're trying to build Bruce
Right,
up as a red
make
herring.
us
Yeah, it was very poorly done. It's like we literally
Yeah.
see him in the room. She leaves, and then she gets pulled into a
Right.
van and
Yeah.
murdered. There's like no logical way
So
that
It's
happened.
like 3 scenes in
So it's
5,
clear
10
to
minutes
us
or
that
something.
Yeah.
it's clear to us as an audience.
So
that
then
it's
we
not
get the
him.
next morning.
And he's at work already.
He's at work.
Didn't even know anything about his
at work,
wife.
Yeah.
I thought he worked nights.
Right. Well, he does work.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He's putting in work at nights.
And he gets the information rather harshly.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
Ripley,
God. That
Officer
scene
Ripley.
was so poorly executed.
Yeah, Ripley, who's a guy like I feel
Yeah.
like we should have. You should like see in more movies. He seems
He
like,
isn't. He's in a lot of movies. I looked up his
Is
phone.
he?
He's in a lot of movies.
Oh, really?
He's just,
Really?
I just don't think he's like a super memorable character.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
In this one, he was the more memorable of all of them
Because
because
he had a voice like a diesel engine.
your wife's dead.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Sound like a retired drill instructor
Yeah.
or something. One of those guys.
Yeah,
like,
he walks up to Jack and he's like, "Hey, about your wife." He's like, hey man, if I want to fuck other women, it's my business. And he's like, and then he like lets it dangle for a little bit. And then he's like, well, you know, she's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Your wife with a throat slit from here to here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just
Real
like,
gruesome shit. Look at these pictures I took.
sucks to suck. I know you really loved her. Cough,
Yeah.
cough.
Well, apparently
But
not.
also you're under arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They arrest him immediately.
Yep.
They take him into
Yep.
interrogation.
Yep.
And then we find out that apparently his wife has suspected he's the killer the whole time.
That's right.
Yep.
And
Which
she
was-
made like she was like collecting the news clippings, and she made like several diary entries.
Kind of
Yeah,
makes
they
me
found
think
it
that
in-
she had some type of mental illness thing going on too.
She definitely had some mental issues,
Yeah.
but it's 1988. And no one gives a shit.
Yeah, they just didn't
Basically.
elaborate on it.
Yeah, this dumb broad's being sad all the time. Big whoop. That's what they're.
Look, if
I'm
she
just
didn't
gonna
die,
go cheat on her instead
Yeah.
of suggesting
Yeah.
she
If
get
she
help.
didn't die, she was
Wants to
going to get
sourpuss all the
divorced
time.
and have a bunch of cats.
Yeah.
So
Oy.
Yeah,
let's
can you
see.
blame me? She was sad all the time. I had to go fuck other chicks.
You can't tell.
It felt like the first few scenes that Bruce was in that they were trying to build up as a red herring, and then they just
Right.
ditched that whole
immediately
idea.
dropped it. Yeah.
His character like shifts drastically like, several times on this movie. Like when you first meet him, instantly unlikable. He never becomes likable, but you can tell they try to put him in that position.
Right. Yeah.
Like toward the end, they try to like make him seem like he's this
A little more heroic,
do good
kind
hero
of.
guy. But it's you never forget that he's
I mean,
Honestly, he was
he
kind of
climbed on the truck at the end. I mean, really,
yeah. Before that, he was even like this is screwing me over. You know what I mean?
oh yeah
Like,
yeah.
he's-
That was
he's
his
just
tone the
like,
whole
yeah.
time.
they're going
just-
to pin this on me.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
So they interrogate him. They show all this stuff.
Yep.
And then they put him in.
They put him in a jail cell, and Bruce Campbell is just gone for another 20 fucking minutes.
But before that, we get the only scene in the whole movie, or no, not the only scene. One of the only scenes with Tom Atkins. The first scene of Tom Atkins and Bruce Campbell, which was
They
cool to
did-
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't even really remember anything.
I
from
think
that
it was
scene.
just him like saying like, hey, I know you didn't do it. I'm gonna go find the guy who did it.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just get a lot of shit without Bruce Campbell. We find
I
out.
honestly forgot he was even in the movie.
So did
Yeah,
I.
yeah.
It was
I
so-
totally forgot he
We
was in
spent
it.
a lot of time.
I
with him
almost
just in
said
that
when he
cell,
popped back
and we
up like,
didn't
oh,
see
Bruce
him.
Campbell's back.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell's in this movie.
Yeah. Basically,
What do you
in the
know?
meantime, until he comes back, Tom Atkins is our main character.
Right.
And
well, I would
like,
even say that the hooker cop is more of a character in this than he
Yeah.
is.
well, yeah. So getting to
So
that.
hooker cop, yeah. The reason we call her that is because the first time we see
she's-
her on duty, she's
undercover as a hooker by herself.
And this is the first time that a cop. This is the first time like our main characters interact with the Maniac Cop.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
And it's super weird because like she comes off duty. She just comes off from failing to solicit a guy.
Yeah, because she was
Failing,
really suspicious
because-
about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Pro tip out there, listeners: if a hooker asks you to specify what you want, she's a cop.
Yep. Which she does, and the guy instantly catches on and
Yep.
just goes on his way.
He gets out of there.
Tom Atkins shows up because he was like, "Hey, who's this guy's girlfriend?" And then finds out, and then he goes to like question her, but before Tom Atkins finds her, she's walking down an alley, and there's our boy, Officer Maniac Cop himself.
Standing,
Yep.
looming like a shadowy
And
statue.
yeah,
Knocks-
I think
knocks
this one
her
of
on her ass.
This one of the first times we get like kind of a clear image of
Yeah,
him.
because
Kind of
now
clear
you
picture of
know
him.
the red herring is gone, so now we know it's not Bruce Campbell. So we get a much more clear view of his face. He knocks her down. She pulls out her revolver, just starts shooting him. Tom
lot.
Atkins shows up, just starts shooting him.
Also a lot.
And he's taking a fuckload of bullets directly to the chest. And again, at this point, he is not explicitly supernatural.
No, it never becomes.
Yeah.
That's the really confusing
I
part
think
of this movie.
I genuinely think he's not supposed to be supernatural in any
and
way.
and then
I
after this encounter, Hooker Cop says, "I shot him twice in the head, and he didn't
Yeah,
even."
which we didn't
Right.
see. They
We
did
didn't
not
see
show
that, but if we are
we
to
didn't
take
see
their,
any like scarring,
No.
or wounds, or anything.
We
either.
we just got the same the same shot over and over of just squibs under a torso.
just gonna outright say it at this point. This guy is he's just a fucking Jason ripoff.
Yeah.
Jason started off in the same, he had brain damage and then he became undead. And the brain damage was apparently enough to explain the superhuman strength and endurance.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely
yeah.
He's
they
just
never
a Jason
elaborate.
ripoff.
it is a strip.
Yeah. Because we'll get to that, but I'm definitely under the impression that he's not. Yeah. He's not supernatural in this movie. He's a zombie in the other two, but in this movie, he's just straight up like a dude.
From what they tell us, yeah.
But he really seems to teleport. He throws people like dozens of feet.
Breaks through walls.
Apparently got shot twice in the head, allegedly.
He even hangs up bodies.
Yeah.
In
he
ornamental
is
sort
just
of ways.
he
like
destroys
Jason
like a whole
does.
police precinct.
Yeah.
But after this encounter, it's like one of the more perplexing things in the whole movie is like Tom Atkins and Hooker Cop just decide they're not going to tell anybody.
Yeah,
about this encounter.
Let's not talk about that fucking weird shit where we unloaded our magazine.
And previous to this, Tom Atkins was like trying to he solicited a reporter to like explicitly put out the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
He wanted-
the truth
which
was
got
that dude
important.
shot.
Yeah, he found a reporter he said he knew would sensationalize it.
Yeah.
And now that he encountered the Maniac Cop, he's like, we'll keep it to ourselves. I'm going to do some digging.
Yeah.
Really doesn't make sense.
It does not.
And we find out from Hooker Lady that there's
Hooker Cop
like, there's
She's
like
a cop.
The
Give her
only
some
other
respect.
Yeah. Well, the only other woman cop in all of New York apparently
Apparently,
is
yeah.
this lady with a limp.
Yeah, she's not nothing to look at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good lord. And said like some of the two of the ugliest actors in the movie.
Yeah.
But she just works in like the records office.
Yeah.
So Tom Atkins
They keep her in the basement.
where she can't.
They're like,
she can't
you
scare away.
stay out of the sun there. Keep down in the basement, you dumb broad. Like,
Yeah. So he shows up and there's some exposition, and then she leaves, and he's instantly suspicious of her. So he just follows her very close.
Yes.
And he gets led to some docks where there's a security guard who absolutely does not do his fucking
No,
job.
because
She left that gate wide open.
records lady shows up, opens the gate and goes through and leaves the gate open.
Yup.
Tom Atkins sneaks through,
drives his ass right the fuck in.
and the security guard doesn't show up until like later. He just kind of like, hey,
Oh, no, he
taking
didn't.
a
Sorry,
piss.
he didn't drive his ass. He just
he
walked.
snuck,
his ass.
he snuck through the open gate.
Yeah.
Then knocked over like a board.
Oh yeah, so we find out that
Oh, this lady is on Maniac Cop's side for whatever reason, and
right.
he's just sitting.
yeah, we kind of get like some explanation of that later, which is like one of the few things they kind of sort of explain.
They
Yeah.
even bother explaining to us.
Yeah,
They
but-
don't even like pay it off either. That's the
yeah, and he never speaks. Maniac Cop never speaks. So this lady's just like, we're gonna go after the DA and the commissioner. I didn't think you were gonna kill all these innocent people. So we instantly there's some more exposition, just
Right.
flawlessly delivered. Tom Atkins knocks over a board. She shoots at him.
Oh man, like instantly.
Immediately.
Yeah, and,
Instantly.
and he scurries off like a fucking squirrel, and then she just goes right back to being like, okay, so anyway,
Well,
and then Maniac Cop is just gone.
Yeah, she turns around, he
He
disappears like he
teleported
does.
away like he fucking does.
Yeah, like he
and then she
fucking-
just kind of limps back. She's like, okie dokie, nothing more going on
she's
here.
like, well,
Yeah.
she shouts, she's like, you need me. Where'd you go? Standing
And, like-
there looking around and
Well,
then leaves.
Like as
Yeah,
Cult of
just-
Campbell, like one of the things we try to do is like we always say we're not reviewing the film,
Right.
we're reviewing the quality of Campbell. But if we were to do that, like this would be a 15-minute episode. Bruce Campbell,
he's not in it
for
He's
being
just not in
second
it.
build, he is not in this fucking
Yeah.
movie until like the third act.
Yeah, like. And then, like, I'm sure some more shit happens, and I don't remember. I don't
No, it's very easy to forget.
Yeah.
Like I know we get like
Yeah.
some exposition of like Maniac Cop. His name is Matt Cordell, Officer Matt
Yeah.
Cordell.
Yeah.
He was apparently like one of the most badass cops in
He was
New
like
York.
a hero who arrested like a whole prison's worth
Yeah.
of bad guys. Apparently,
He had a reputation for like I guess bending the rules to catch criminals. Like
Yeah.
he didn't violate innocent people's rights, but he violated criminal rights.
right?
Doesn't
yeah.
sound like he cared too much about civil rights whatsoever.
Yeah. So they go on, and like the old lady, when she meets Cordell, she talks about like how they're going to take down City Hall and stuff, which
Yep.
never comes into play.
Yep,
ever
never pops up again. He
But-
never even attempts it.
No, and they mention it a few times, like during the exposition dump, that the town hall, they murdered him because what happens? They pin him for something.
Yeah, I don't even remember. What.
I don't remember. They pin him for something, and then they throw him in prison with all the people that he arrested.
And we find that out by slowly zooming in on him sleeping, but not actually sleeping in a dark, dingy, look like a warehouse. And then we just get flashbacks, and it cuts back to him just staring into the void. Right. And then we're just done with that. So we know his whole backstory that way.
He's Matt Cordell is showering and 3 guys come in and beat him up while he's naked.
Yep. He's buck naked, and then 3 dudes, one of them fully dressed and 2 of them shirtless, just come in. I don't know why that choice was made for those characters, but whatever. And then they get their ass kicked by him, and then one guy manages to stab him in the back, and then he's just down for the count.
Yeah.
And then somehow that gave him brain damage.
Yes.
Which then somehow gave him superpowers.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of like the thing throughout it is anytime Matt Cordell gets brought up, it's like he's got brain damage.
Yeah, they emphasize all the time that he was brain damaged.
But they do show like during the when he gets murdered that he's a pretty strong dude.
Right.
Oh yeah, he's throwing these guys clear across the whole fucking room,
Slamming their heads against the wall.
Terrible 80s throws.
Oh yeah. Where there was clearly a pad just off screen. So the next major scene that we should even give a shit about is that hooker lady shows up.
Hooker police lady shows up.
Hooker cop.
Yeah. And then Tom Atkins shows up and he's confronting the limping ugly lady. And he's like,
their words, not ours.
Yeah. I don't even remember any of this shit, but Maniac Cop just kind of shows up and starts killing the whole
Well, first we get reintroduced to Bruce Campbell.
Oh, is that
where she takes him. Is that where we're getting to, right?
Yeah.
The precinct.
Yeah.
And the cop's like, you guys just stay here and make out.
Oh yeah. It's super weird. It's super inappropriate. It's
just
like
leaves her in
so.
there.
This movie so far has probably taken place over 3 days at best. We never see any remorse from Bruce Campbell's character of his wife.
Yeah.
So Tom
he doesn't
Atkins,
give his wife another thought.
Tom Atkins brings Hooker Cop and Bruce Campbell into an interrogation room and it's like, hey, we're getting you off. It's maniac cops running around killing people. You's not the maniac cop. I'm gonna go find out some information about the maniac cop. You's kids stay here, and I'm gonna leave you alone. And he closes the door.
They instantly start making out.
He tells the cop no one come in here and let them. She's gonna rough him up. She tells
got
the
a
cop,
bit of a conjugal physic going on, if you know what I mean.
Literally, the last time these two characters have seen each other is in the same room as his wife,
who was murdered minutes later.
Oh my god!
Pointing a fucking gun.
So he leaves and you get the Bruce and Hooker Cop just look at each other and they're like, "Ooh, we're gonna fuck." And Tom Atkins goes off looking for
ugly lady.
Ugly lady, and he finds her and she beats the shit out of him
with her cane.
She beats the shit out of him.
I thought he was about to die.
She wrecks his actual shit with the fucking cane.
Oh, he's bleeding. He can't get up. So she beats the shit out of him. And then limps along, and she can't even walk. She's got to hold herself up with the wall.
Because she ditched her cane.
And then she sees.
Then Maniac Cop shows up and attacks her.
He had been there because he found out later he murdered the entire precinct.
Yeah, as
off screen
later when Bruce Campbell is going through the precinct. Yeah, literally, he's walking through the precinct and we follow him. And there's a dead body in every shot.
Everywhere. It's comical. It's like every corner. There's it's like a haunted house.
Yeah,
you get the haunted house and it's like, ooh, spooky corpse here, and oh, hanging corpse.
And it's not like how do you hear? It's not because he snuck through and killed people. It was like they're so close together.
Oh yeah,
it was like an all-out battle.
Yeah,
nobody fired a shot.
He fucking wrecked
you
these
didn't
people.
Hear shit.
He fucking wrecked these people.
There are cops hung from the rafters. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah,
not a ladder in sight.
Yeah, there's time did you have?
There'd be a cop hanging. And then a cop dead on the floor. Then a cop over in the corner. So it's like Earth said. It's like a room of cops, and he's walked in just just took out, no problem.
And at this point, she's this Kane lady is just like, oh my god, he's here! Oh no!
Yeah,
like she forgot who he
aren't you
is.
his
It
friend?
feels like there's like deleted scenes.
There's
somewhere.
a lot
Oh
of
my
missing
gosh,
parts of the
there has
story.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of missing
Because they
story.
also
Yeah.
they imply earlier on Robert Davi. I mean, not Robert. I got mixed up with Maniac Cop too. So Tom Atkins and some pudgy cop are talking about. are talking about Matt Cordell, and he mentions like, yeah, Matt never had no family. He had a woman though. He brought her in once, show her off. She wasn't no looker, and but she's a cop. They put her right here in this pre-scene or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got a cane.
So they imply like, hey, Tom Atkins like, I know some ugly dame that works here at the at the police office. We only got some pretty one and an ugly one, and I know the pretty one's fucking Bruce Campbell.
So that's the only two in all of New York.
Yeah. We only got two female cops in this city from goddamn affirmative action. Had to satisfy the feminists here.
But
So
so Maniac Cop kills fucking everybody, and then he just chucks Tom Atkins out a window, and he's just out of the movie.
Tom Atkins. He beats the shit out of Tom Atkins.
He spends forever beating the fuck out of him.
After he murders Limping Lady for some reason, which made no sense because
didn't
from
understand
what we
that.
understand, they were on the same side,
Right.
And
They're
there's
apparently lovers.
like she sees that there's dead cops. She freaks out. Maniac Cop just takes her and like beats her against the wall. Like beats, and it looks like he's fucking her against the wall.
does,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like
It looks-
when I first seen it, I was like, oh, he's fucking this woman against
Yeah,
the wall.
like, for a second we thought it was like supposed to be a rape scene, but then it was like, no, I think it's just
Yeah.
supposed to be a
He's
brutal
just
murder.
smashing her against a wall over and over.
But
And
the
then-
way it was
Weird way.
framed was just weird.
Yeah, it
that
was
was
the way he had her
very
held up.
strange shot.
But
I
he
didn't like it.
turns and throws Tom Atkins into the filing cabinet room and just beats the shit out of him.
It throws him off of every filing cabinet.
Pinballs him like those filing cabinets. Like
Just literally like every fucking one.
Like, I don't know why he's alive so long after all these cops apparently died instantly.
Oh.
He was almost taken out by a lady with a limp
The
with
lady
a
with the
cane.
cane.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't make sense to me. I feel like Cane Lady would have kicked the shit out of him.
oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
So she,
Maniac Cop didn't stand a chance.
He didn't
against
stand a
Cane
chance.
Lady.
Yeah.
She,
Well, she didn't have her cane anymore.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
So he murder Maniac Cop kills Tom Atkins.
Just chucks him out the window
Yep.
onto a car.
Down he
Bruce
goes.
Campbell and Hooker Cop they escape the
They
interrogation
escape,
room.
and Bruce Campbell's like, "Oh shit! All my colleagues are dead. They're gonna pin it on me."
He's like, oh damn it, this is
such a selfish prick.
why do I always got to be in the wrong place at the
man.
wrong time?
I've been having the worst week, you guys.
Yeah.
Every single person I know and care about is getting murdered brutally, and I'm just so afraid
Yep.
I'm gonna get blamed.
and then like backup arrives and he plays along with like he did murder him because he scares the two cops that come in. He like pretends like he did kill him. Then the two cops get down. He makes his escape. So then him and Hooker Cop just hit they catch a train.
Yeah, they're fugitives, and they catch a train and go to a prison.
Go to a prison.
where Matt Cordell was fucking stabbed
Where
in the
he was being
shower.
kept. Yep.
And they find like the doctor of the prison. They're like, "Doc, we need exposition." He's like, "Shit, I got exposition."
I love it. I love that Bruce and Hooker Cop go to the prison and just get through fine. Like no, like literally a police precinct was massacred. There's a nationwide manhunt.
Yep.
There is everyone. Their
There
faces
are
are
two
everywhere.
living witnesses that now think Bruce Campbell is for sure the
Yes.
Maniac Cop.
This
But-
doctor has a fucking newspaper with Bruce
Yes.
Campbell's face on it
The-
on his desk.
And-
The only
security
person who
guards just let him
believed
through.
him, the only person who believed that Bruce Campbell wasn't the killer, is dead on a car right now. And they
At the
just
same
walk the
precinct
fuck
where they
in.
believe that Bruce Campbell murdered everybody.
Yeah.
But like he gets right through security. Like they're like,
No problem.
wait, well, it says here that you that the guy murdered everyone in a white shirt and you got some flannel on.
Jack Forrest, just like the fugitive, eh?
Yeah.
In you go.
Man, if you had a white shirt on, I would think you was the same guy or something.
And
Boy,
he
you
told
look
them
almost
so much
exactly
before
like
he
him.
asked for credentials.
Oh my
God,
God, yeah.
yeah.
He gets in there with Doctor Guy, and Doctor Guy just spills his guts.
Here's some
Yeah.
confidential files.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
Say, who'd you say you was?
And
I did.
Yeah, Eric said he had a newspaper that had their faces on it, and he fucking did. And they made sure to show us that he had
Yeah,
that. and
but he
never
didn't look.
recognized
He
it.
didn't look down. He he lays it on his desk, and like they show it's like it's laying there, but he looks ahead. So like,
Which was probably supposed to be something for the audience for us to be like, oh. But it's like, dude, that makes you look fucking stupid
Yep.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Speaking of that doctor looking stupid as fuck.
Oh, yeah, he
we
doesn't have to
find
try
out what
hard.
happened to Matt Cordell.
Oh,
So he got stabbed and he was in the morgue and he was just under like way too bloody of a sheet. Like dead bodies do not bleed that much. Like,
Especially not upwards.
yeah, because he was laying face up. Yeah. So anyway, the doctor realizes that he's still alive and like gives 3 really shitty
And he
chest compressions.
switches hands.
Yeah,
every time.
between everyone, like no, dude, you're supposed
is
to keep
so
a consistent
awkward. It's
Just
rhythm.
like, and push.
That didn't work.
oh, you could tell he was not giving
Didn't
CPR.
work. Okay, that one didn't work either. I guess he's dead. And he says that he was still alive. He makes sure to say, yeah, he was still alive, but he was so brain damaged, I assumed that he was dead.
He may as well have been
Like,
dead.
hold on.
And then,
you confirmed he was alive, and then we're just like, but his brain's all fucked up, so I guess it counts.
I couldn't put him back into the prison system.
So-
They just kill him
Yeah.
again.
As an actor like Hubris, he he says a policewoman convinced him to turn him over to her.
Yep.
So again,
Yep.
we're building. There's a relationship between ugly records lady and Matt Cordell that we just never get any payoff on.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
know why he turned on her at the end. We
Yeah.
don't know why she was afraid of him to begin with.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Because they were just hanging out.
Yeah. They were just hanging out.
He was hanging out. She got too serious. I think it was. Matt's like, I'm not ready to commit, and just killed her. Like, you're taking things a little too serious.
Me smash you against the wall.
I told you to shut the fucking gate when you showed up to my dogs.
I'm tired of you. She had keys to his place. He's like, I told you not to come visit me at night unless you call.
Larry.
We're not a confident thing.
Aren't you working security tonight, Larry? Why'd you fucking let her in?
Oh, he gets Larry at the end.
Yeah.
Larry gets hit. Larry, the security.
Larry gets it.
But, then
yeah,
after that, what do they?
Well, they get their exposition dump.
Yeah, big exposition
big
dump.
exposition dump. The worst fucking doctor in the whole world. I thought he was dead.
Yeah, he had brain damage. He might as well have been dead.
Yeah.
With like weirdly blue eyes and
The worst hair. Yeah, he was balding everywhere, but he had a nice little set of bangs that he was hanging on to. He's like, I got the bangs. I'm not.
Bangs. I like.
I
the
got
way
something
they
to put
tickle
up when
my
I go
forehead.
out. Yeah, like I can see if Friday night comes along, he just spikes those things up. He's looking in the mirror. He's like, hey, you can't even tell. I'm
Looks like a shark fin.
You look like a sexy unicorn.
yeah, the ladies love the bangs. But after that, like, we find out that it's just happens to be the big cop parade.
The big Irish cop.
Yeah, the big Irish cop
Yep.
parade in New York, and there's hundreds of bomb threats and
And they're just
threats
saying,
against violence,
"Fuck it,
and the
we
cops
are
just like,
gonna
yeah,
keep marching.
yeah, we're having a goddamn parade. You
We're
people
wearing our
can't
fucking
stop.
kilts and we're playing our tubas and shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
we're having a parade. If any of you people says anything, we'll kill all of you.
You ain't seen a maniac cop
Yeah,
yet.
we'll show you maniac cops. And this is like a day after an entire precinct was just murdered.
slaughtered.
And they're like, should
They're
we
like,
have- should we
nah,
have-
fuck those
yeah.
bomb threats.
Yeah, should we cancel out of reverence for our fallen
Maybe
brothers?
some respect,
Fuck that.
some
I've waited
caution.
all goddamn year for this. I bought a new shirt for this
is all I
parade.
fucking got. Put the flags at half staff and let's fucking march.
My mother bought me this kilt. And
I'm
I'm
going to
going to
this
wear
parade.
it for a.
I
going
spent
to this
5 hours
goddamn
polishing
parade.
this fucking tuba. I'm playing it in public tomorrow, whether you like it or not. Go down to Central Park and busk if you don't fucking let me march on this parade. So, Jesus.
So they decide they'll go to appeal to the captain of all New York police.
Yeah, the
which
captain.
is like the stereotypical angry black police chief
With the mustache. Like,
the man's been up my ass all day. I'm not canceling this parade.
Commissioner.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like the mayor from Jaws, but he's a cop. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
not canceling the parade. He'll bankrupt the whole police force.
This is our huge money maker. So yeah, they show up and
Well, the hooker cop does. Bruce,
yeah.
Bruce
She-
stays out. 'cause I guess
she
Yeah,
shows in
he's-
and they're
he's
like, "Hey, we know
incognito.
you're with Bruce and we're gonna catch him." But Bruce is across the street, so they have no fucking idea.
Oh yeah.
They're never gonna
Nope.
get him while he's across the street.
I thought that because like she's in there appealing to him. They bring in like the most 80s looking cop I've ever seen. Earth pointed out, like this guy looks like on the weekends he gets in like his Camaro and just blasts Def Leppard, cracks open a can of Cobra, and he lives life. He's got a mullet. Like the shirt he's wearing is the only shirt he owns that has sleeves.
Right.
And
Yep,
he is,
every other shirt has them torn off.
Yes,
They're not sleeveless
ripped
shirts.
off.
He ripped the sleeves.
And
Yeah.
I, as soon as I seen him, I was like, he is going to sexually harass this woman. And sure enough, he does. Like as soon as they're like, you creepy mullet cop, you stay with hooker cop. And he's like, right, boss.
Yep.
Yeah, the man's been up my ass. You gotta stay with this broad. She's gonna ruin the parade. Like,
A woman cop. I heard we got another one.
yeah, I've heard about these before. I never actually seen one.
So yeah, he ends up trying to coerce her into like giving up Jack. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can be famous
Yeah,
if
so
you
he
just tell
could
me where he
get
is.
credit
Yeah.
for bringing him down.
So like
Yeah.
yeah, he's doing that, and like the thing I did not like is like black police captain and Ripley, who's like the rough
voice.
guy. Like I expected them to be like I don't know, do a little more, I guess. But they literally like walk through a door, the door closes, and then we see through the window of the door, Matt Cordell just comes out and just butchers them both. Like,
Maniac
just
Cop
slaughters them.
teleported into the
kills
room
them. Yep.
and fucking murdered them.
And it might as well be off screen.
It was.
It pretty much was.
a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah.
a window. You kind of just see their heads.
Right.
And
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, it's terribly done.
And then
Oh, and then,
Like,
and
I
then
forgot it
Mullet
happened.
Cop. Yeah. So Mullet Cop handcuffs himself to Hooker
Oh
Cop.
my god.
yes,
Why
then-
do you do that?
Yeah, and then Matt
so the
fucking
broad
murders
can't
him.
sneak away.
But yeah, so Matt murders Mullet Cop.
Yep.
And then Hooker Cop is dragging
to
his
just
body
drag his dead
around.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what does she
And
do to
Matt's
like?
nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, like he reaches out, he kills.
He stabs him.
He
Yeah,
stabs. He
stabs him.
reaches. He comes around a corner. He stabs Mullet Cop,
Yep.
and then scampers away. I guess.
Yeah, I
don't know what-
because he
Yeah,
doesn't finish the
well,
fucking job.
Oh
He
well,
does that
she
a lot in
drags
this movie.
she drags him faster than Maniac
I
Cop.
guess.
He's watching because in a
he
minute
can teleport.
right. So he just stands there and watches.
So she runs into the break room.
and while he's breaking through the door,
Yeah, he starts.
Yeah,
He starts
smashing
busting
through
the
the
door.
door.
yeah, she grabs.
She unlocks the keys.
Yeah.
Yep.
She gets herself
She
free.
gets the handcuff key. She throws the chair through the window and starts climbing out. And a bunch of cops out in front of the building see that and are like, fuck. And they run in. And then she climbs out. Maniac Cop is right there. And then Bruce Campbell comes running out and he's like, fuck. And then a bunch of cops standing in front of the building are like, hey, isn't that the guy that was dead? and then they go to fucking arrest him. It's like, hold on.
They
You
just,
should be way more concerned with that chair.
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out of the second floor, dude.
Well, they just
police station.
they just grab him, like toss him into a fucking paddy
Oh, yeah.
wagon.
Yeah, they just kind of handcuff him and toss him.
Yeah,
We'll
they
deal
just
with you later.
chuck him in a
And
paddy
then
wagon.
the Maniac Cop makes his way from like the third floor, just comes out the front.
just out, no resistance.
Yeah,
apparently?
chucks the driver of the paddy wagon out, hops in the car and the
steals it.
truck and speeds off.
And it's like he
steals
has-
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has a vendetta
A national
against
treasure.
Jack Forrest.
that we never get an explanation.
Absolutely,
We
never
never get
elaborate
any
on.
explanation
Not
of what
once.
his vendetta is against Jack Forrest. Like
But he just drives away with Jack Forrest.
Hooker Cop comes out, just,
Yeah, Hooker Cop.
completely in like street clothes, just jumps in a car with a cop. And's like, follow that truck, and the cop's like, all right.
A dude we have never seen before, a character we
No.
have not seen before, and he's in his dress clothes, just in his patrol car. Which
No, this
yeah.
this wasn't like Chip, a rookie cop who wants to do stuff we see in the first act. No, it's
Yeah.
just some random ass
just
cop.
some dude chilling, and she comes out and she's like, "Chase that truck!" And he's like, "Goddamn
He's like,
fucking right to
"Fuck
chase
yeah."
out something." I don't even care what happened. Let's
and
go.
he does. So
And we get a police chase, and she's in the passenger seat in street clothes, and like we
Loading
have
his
no idea.
shotgun.
We have
Loading
no
his
idea who these.
shotgun.
Yeah, this guy has never seen her from what we can tell.
They're having no conversations
No.
to kind of like catch him up on the
He's-
situation.
He could have been like, "Oh, Officer Hooker, what do you need?" She's like, "I need help. Chase that fucker."
He's
But they
just
don't
like
even say
immediately
that.
like
Yeah.
on board with this.
He's never like,
random
so
lady
what's
in
the
street
story?
clothes.
He's never like
Yeah.
that. He's just like, all right, we're chasing
Yeah, he's
the
just
wrecking
keeping up.
cars.
Yeah, let's fucking chase this police-owned
Meanwhile-
vehicle with no questions asked.
Bruce Campbell is just getting tossed around in the back of the paddy
They just keep
wagon.
cutting the-
Like
just
fucking-
railing against the
It reminded me of. Did you guys like ride school buses?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It reminded
Yeah.
me of like there was this one spot on my school bus route where there's like a little bump in the road.
Yeah.
And if you get bouncing, it would like shoot you up on
Yeah, we used to try to do stuff like that on the hills. Yeah. And he's just getting, oh, gosh.
he's just getting his
slam.
ass kicked.
And then we cut back to Hooker cop in the car, just loading up the shotgun with the fucking rifle right by her ear.
Yeah.
it's right next to their
The
ears.
barrel,
I'm like,
that is,
"Ooh,
yeah.
if that thing goes off, that would be
And he drives the car, drives the paddy wagon to the docks.
which is I'm now realizing probably where the warehouse he was sleeping in.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
didn't make that connection.
That's his lair, I guess.
Yeah, he just lives at the
lair
docks
at
with
the
Larry,
docks.
the security.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Larry, the security guard, like decides, like he sees the paddy wagon speeding toward,
And he's
so
like,
he just
"Ah."
steps out, puts his hand, out, like, stop.
I can't let this cop in here. Yeah. So he walks out, and it's like the scene from Austin Powers. Do you guys remember in Austin
Yeah.
Powers when they're on the steamroller and the guy's
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, this guy just walks right out, and he's like, "Okay, cop," and then just gets fucking hit. And honestly, a probably super dangerous but very well done. stunt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that stunt was
That-
very
yeah.
impressive.
Practical
but
stunt
for the
work
love
in
of
this
God,
movie is-
people.
We've been kind of shitting on this movie the whole time, but like I will take a side note to say the stunts in this movie are pretty fucking
No,
good.
I'm
Yeah.
very impressed with this.
80s hard knocks, just
In
practical.
particular,
Right,
the
yeah,
stunt
yeah.
workers, the stunt people themselves.
Yeah, even when Tom
Just-
Atkins
stunts
gets
is
thrown
crazy.
out, when Tom Atkins gets thrown out of the car, out of the window, it's like a dude that gets tossed out the window and like lands on top of the
Yeah.
fucking top of a taxi.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
I broke my hip, but we got the shot.
Yeah,
You better
Well,
put
hurry-
that in the final cut.
yeah. Hurry up, get up. We gotta hit you with this police van. Come on. we only got you for a day. Get your ass up.
Hurry up, Jim. So yeah, they pull into the warehouse, and then Maniac Cop just starts hacking into the fucking back of the police van with an axe.
He's
to
taking so
kill
long.
Bruce Campbell.
And Bruce Campbell has a plan. He's like, because he's handcuffed, but he does like a drop kick through the door, comes out,
yeah, and then
lands
just
on his face,
just lands flat on his
and then
fucking
Maniac
face.
Cop just beats the shit out of him until like throws him like is like throwing him
Yeah.
through the air. Hooker Cop shows up and like
shoots a shotgun blast.
shot-
in the
yeah.
air, like fuck you, dude.
and then random cop,
Oh,
cop,
poor random
cop just shows up. He blasts Maniac Cop once. Maniac Cop turns around, shoots him, and like launches him into the
Yep,
air, like
yep.
just
Classic
blows him.
80s.
I don't
away.
even know how random cop knew who the fuck to shoot.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
he was like,
I think
it was
he
a
just
fugitive in
picked
plain
somebody.
clothes. Yeah, fugitive in plain clothes.
Wearing handcuffs,
fighting
yeah.
a cop.
yeah.
and he shot the cop.
100% should have been like, "Hey, you in the white shirt with the magnificent chin, freeze!"
There
You know,
was nothing.
Nope.
There was not
No.
a reason that
did
he
not-
was
That
given.
dude was fucking on the ball. That dude
Yeah.
knew everything.
He's
he
like,
needed to
I
know.
am having a psychic connection with these people.
It
I
always-
understand how I can help.
It
them.
almost makes you wonder, like, is there a bunch of shit on the cutting room floor of this film where
I
like
think
Yeah.
there
that
has
guy
to
had a
be,
little
yeah.
bit of an arc where like, he was like,
Yeah.
hey chief, just give me a shot. I want to be on the big case.
Shut up
like,
and go wait in the car.
Yeah,
Like-
go wait in the car. We
And
don't
then
need
at
you.
some point, Hooker Cop was like, "Listen, I believe in you.
Yeah.
you just need." She has an earlier.
I believe in
scene
you,
where
Jimmy.
she's just
You're gonna
like,
be a good cop one day.
Eric, look out!
back. He's back. It's Maniac Cop. He's attacking.
So
Yeah, so Maniac Cop gets in the truck.
yeah, he
and
he decides he's gonna like he just gets scared. Like he
Yeah,
shows him
yeah,
like,
he's-
"Arr!" and like
Yeah,
gets in the
takes
car.
on a whole precinct,
Yeah.
but he's like, "Nope, fuck this. Two
Yeah,
cops.
he-
no
here's-
way."
here's
this
the
one
cops
fresh-faced guy. I can't.
Oh yeah, he does hear
yeah.
cops coming. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh."
He hears sirens coming. He's like, "Oh man, a shitload of cops. What a conundrum." So
Just so cringe too.
I
Like,
know.
he just turned out like, "Arr."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just snarls. These close-up shots of him
It's just Robert. It's like Robert Zadar, and he's got like 4 little like latex
Right.
scars.
Yeah,
and then they
shitty
put
teeth.
some grease smudges on his teeth.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like he's the villain.
Yep. So he gets in this truck and he's driving away, and Bruce Campbell's like, "Well, I'm the protagonist now, so here I go."
Yeah.
Yeah, and he jumps on the side of the truck and he just starts punching the screaming fuck out of this dude. And Maniac Cop is just taking all these hits straight to the face, and he's just staring dead ahead, snarling. He never even looks at
He is
Bruce
watching
Campbell.
where he's going, which is why
Which
this
it
part
makes
is
no
very
fucking
confusing.
sense.
Yes.
Ian,
Yes.
what happened?
So Maniac
Take it
Cop,
away.
looking dead ahead, snarling, never blinks. Bruce Campbell is just punching him in the face, and it's not doing anything at all. So Maniac Cop naturally drives under some sort of structure that has a giant pointy object hanging from it, pointing directly at the truck, and he drives directly into it.
And
Directly into it.
He's shocked when it
It's
impales.
like javelins himself. It doesn't. It makes
Yeah,
no
he
sense.
can't- he can't
It's like
believe
he
it.
has to aim to do it.
It goes through his
You
chest.
couldn't
and
have done
he's
that
looking
on
at it.
accident.
Yeah. He's looking at it like, whoa, what happened?
And to make things even worse, behind giant pointy impalement object that is now in his chest is the goddamn
Just
wide
the
open
water.
motherfucking ocean.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's just
there's
driving straight into it.
There's just some junk and then water. And he was like, yeah, what was the plan? It's like,
don't-
okay, I'm going to barely miss this giant spear and then swerve at the last second to avoid the water. Great.
Nah,
No.
yep, nope.
He was just gunning it straight for the fucking water, and he impaled himself.
And
So
like,
then,
but there was a good like stunt scene.
oh my god, that stunt
yeah.
was pretty fucking sweet.
It
So
was
the
it was really interesting.
The truck hits all the junk and ramps, and it's rolling through the air, and we see Bruce Campbell hanging off the side of it, and he gets flung off, and I'm like, okay, so it's a dummy. Sorry, to be clear, Bruce Campbell's character.
Yeah, the stunt man portraying Bruce Campbell.
And he's kind of flailing through the air, and I'm like, dummy. And then the truck hits the water, and then the person straightens himself out so he lands feet first and then pops up out of the water all in one shot. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, that was a
that
dude.
was wild.
That was a really good stunt.
Yeah, they just had a dude on the side of this truck hit a ramp and flip and fling him into the water, and he was like, yeah, I'll do it.
And you know what the best part of that
Jesus.
is? If you're a fan of that scene, you get to see it again.
Well, hold on. We're getting ahead of
Spoiler
ourselves.
alert.
Yeah, because at the end of this, obviously,
All
there's
the
Maniac
cops
Cop
show
2.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that classic horror trope. They pull the truck out of the water,
truck. And they're all
The
pointing their
javelin's
guns
still
at
there,
it like
yeah.
they're expecting it to still have him in it. They're all like, "Oh, here we go!"
Yeah.
It's like, no. By that time, it's CSI in the coroner. You guys are home.
Yeah.
So they pull the truck out of the water, and dun dun dun, he's not in the fucking driver's seat, and we see a hand reach out of the water and clasp the dock, and then slam cut the
Fucking
credits.
freeze
Boom.
frame
Freeze
first.
frame, yep,
They went
yep.
freeze framed on the hand
Freeze
and then
frame,
went to like
and then
other
credits
shots.
over B-roll.
God.
Yeah, written
Yeah.
and produced by Larry Cohen.
And Tyler nailed it. If you loved that scene, if that was your favorite scene of all time, Maniac Cop opens strong.
Yeah, 'cause
by
we're-
showing the entire goddamn sequence uncut all over.
yeah,
again.
'cause hold on to your horses as we're rolling right into Maniac Cop 2.
Yeah.
Maniac Cop.
Very
2, yeah.
briefly, because we only care. We only on the Cult of Campbell. We only care about
We
the
only
quality
care
of
about
Campbell. And
Quality of Campbell.
this Bruce Campbell is very
Yeah.
sparingly used in.
So
Yeah.
where does Maniac Cop 2 open up?
It opens up 5 minutes before the other movie fucking ended.
Yeah,
We
they,
get to
they
watch
show
the
they
whole
show
damn
the
ending.
entire climax. It's not like
Yeah.
you see some movies do this or some TV shows whatever, and it's like clips or just like
Right,
flashes.
yeah,
No, this
yeah.
is the from the second that the van pulls into the warehouse. It
Yeah.
shows that
All the way
entire
through.
finale.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we see the dude get shot all over again. We see the guy hijack the truck. We see Bruce punching him in the face. We see him get impaled. They go into the water. We see literally the whole fucking
Shot
thing.
for shot. They didn't
Yeah.
cut out anything.
Nothing. And then pretty much right after that, Bruce Campbell and Hooker Cop.
Yeah,
are
we
with, like,
reveal
a
they're in the
therapist.
they're in the mayor's office.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
you
they're
forgot
in the mayor's
the
office.
really long
Oh,
opening credits.
Oh my God,
Just
yeah.
wrecked cop cars.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah, can't forget that.
I thought it was an interesting. It was an interesting visual for a. There was an idea there. Like it was an interesting visual seeing all these like decayed police cars and stuff. But it went on for so
Yeah, it was
fucking
way too-
long.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
like
it wasn't
I
even shot that great either. But like I'm sure in their mind it was like, oh, there's gonna be all these
the
police
station,
cars and
the
rusted. It's gonna be
police
like
are in
a-
shambles.
yeah,
after
it's
this
gonna be
maniac
it's gonna be
cop.
like
oh man, that cop really fucked up the cops, huh? Yeah,
That's always a really, really good metric to know how shitty a movie is. How long the opening credits take.
yes, yeah.
You know what? As we continue to watch these movies, I'm gonna see if that holds true. I'm gonna see how long the credits are and then how much I enjoy the movie. And so far, I think you're right. So yeah, super long credit sequence. They're at the mayor's office, and then they're like, it was a dude with some scars. Could have been anybody.
Oh yeah, because apparently they saw they apparently saw Matt Cordell.
Yeah.
Because that's what they tell him. Like, yeah, they're like, we saw him at the docks that day. And, and that's what
we
they
didn't
tell the
see.
psychiatrist. They don't tell the mayor that. The mayor, they're just trying to tell him, like, Matt Cordell's still out there. And he's like, listen, hey, Matt Cordell can't be around. Whatever. You guys need to go see a therapist. You're both fucking crazy.
Yeah. So they go to the therapist, and then she's like, well, nobody knows for sure it was Matt Cordell. It's like,
Yeah, it was just
Are
a
you
big,
fucking-
big
yeah,
guy
oh,
in a
yeah.
cop uniform with a deformed face.
She has like every answer. Like she's trying so hard. Like they're like, yo, he was Matt Cordell. Oh, it could have
Every
been anybody.
descriptor of him.
his face was
Listen.
deformed. His face was deformed. You mean when the guys in prison slashed him up? Yes, correct. His face was deformed. That's what we're
Yeah,
fucking
you
telling
know how many guys there are running around here in 8-foot guys in cop outfits with slashed up
deformed
faces
faces.
named Matt
Could have been
Cordell?
anybody.
Whereas in the
If I
last
had
movie,
if I had $1 for every 9-foot cop with a deformed face named Matt Cordell, I'd be rich.
and in the last one movie, it was like, oh yeah, hey, I think it was a woman. You're a woman. You could be the suspect.
Somebody just says a lady cop, and they're instantly like, "There's only 2 of those."
Yeah.
So, yeah, like we find out that they don't believe Bruce and Hooker Cop.
They send him to. They send him both to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, they send him to the psychiatrist. Who knows who the fuck the deformed giant guy with the magnificent fucking chin is? And then
Before we leave off, let's at least talk about the reintroduction of Maniac.
Oh, Lord.
Cop.
oh god, yeah.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Like so, it's a convenience store hold up.
Oh yeah.
And it's very cringy.
Yeah.
Very cringy. Because you got drug addict guy who's like, yeah, what drugs? I'm erratic.
With just fucking disgusting teeth. Like they were
Yeah.
like, hold on, this guy's teeth aren't nasty enough. Let's just make them as
Smear some
disgusting
peanut
as
butter on 'em or
possible.
something.
You know,
Right.
like the first few seconds of that scene, I thought, oh, well, maybe this is going to turn around. And then I was like,
I know. I was getting kind of like when he walks in, I got kind of like I don't know why I got like a RoboCop vibe. I don't know. Just the way he like walked in, it was lit. I was like, it's gonna be a RoboCop. But also, we forgot to mention about that opening scene is it hints at, and we didn't watch the rest of the movie. It hints at Matt Cordell having a Maniac Cop mobile.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
see
some black.
it looked like a Mustang or some sort of muscle car like that. That was done up like a cop cruiser. Like,
I almost want to watch it just to find out if it. I know it won't because it's Maniac Cop and they don't explain shit. But like, how the fuck did he get a muscle car? But
but
anyway,
spotted. He
yeah.
went down to the police motor
Yeah,
pool.
he's he's at some dealership. He's like, I'm like, what is your occupation? I'm a murderous cop corpse. Like, well, we can put you on an interest plan. What can you think about $350 a month? He's like, I think I can do it, man.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, can you paint it black and give it all a cop motif and like customize it?
Put some sirens on.
Yeah, I wonder if it has like a custom Maniac Cop like crest or something like that. Like, but anyways, like so he, the bank the store robber and the store clerk are like having a he's just
a weird interaction.
weird
Yeah, just
interaction.
a back and
The-
forth.
the-
And he like takes the money out of the register, and then he's like, start scratching lottery tickets for me, and then like wins $5,000, and then Maniac Cop shows up.
looking fucking weird.
Yeah, looking like
Really?
He looks like a monster.
bulky
He
and
is a
like-
monster. Yeah. He reminded me when I first seen him. He reminded me of a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I seen him. He reminded me of a fucking Ninja Turtle, like in Ninja Turtles, the movie where Raph is wandering around New York in the trench coat.
It's just like they stuffed padding under his clothes.
And
It just
didn't you
looks
say like
that.
you thought maybe it might be
like bloating from the
the river?
or something?
yeah, which is probably more thought than they put into
I don't know if Maniac Cop
I hope
would
that's
even
the
like
case.
take the time to think that. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
But he did look like a monster, like from what we saw.
yeah.
very different
So
already.
Maniac Cop like subdues the bad guy, and then the whole time, like not caring that he was about to die and that like somebody's getting attacked right in front of him. There's a fucking zombie. The clerk is just like, look at this. I want $5,000 to death.
Well, he's like, oh, the cop's here. It's good.
Yeah. So they cop
$5,000.
take a break from arresting this dude to look at the money I want. Whee! And then Maniac Cop kills him.
Yep.
Gives the gun back to the robber. The robber runs outside where just a whole lot
Oh,
of
the
fucking
police
cops
have
showed
showed
up
up.
real
Bunch.
quick. And he's still holding the shotgun. And he doesn't drop it until the very last second. He's like, it wasn't me. It was one of you guys. It's like, dude, you were robbing the place.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
looks
He's just like, it was one of
Yeah.
you.
And
And then
then-
takes
So he takes
a
like
dozen bullets.
He
Yeah,
takes
gets
like
shot
one
to absolute
gunshot,
crap.
hits him. Like the first shot hits him. He drops the gun, and the other cops just blast him. They just, it's like,
away.
all right, let's go. Like,
And
they
that's
just
how
open fire.
Yeah, he gets fucking destroyed, and that's how we're reintroduced to Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
And then there's more Bruce Campbell nonsense, just a little bit. We see
Yeah,
a
he
shot
talks-
that's way too
we
long.
we learn that Hooker Cop is like trying to get their. I think they're trying to get back on the force. Like they're not.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because the psychiatrist says like I can't allow someone with mental issues to be out on the
Right, yeah.
on the streets with a gun
Yeah.
and all this.
So there's a really, really long shot of Bruce Campbell like leaving the building, and he walks down these stairs, and it just drags on so long.
Across
yeah.
the
He
street.
walks up to a newspaper stand where there's a blind guy.
who runs the newspaper stand, which makes
Yeah.
zero sense.
Yeah, just
Yep,
by
in the middle
himself
of the night.
At
in the middle of the
night.
Yeah. So
Sure, the
Maniac
guy has
Cop-
been robbed just so much. Like,
he
Right,
doesn't
yeah.
even
he,
know.
make, he makes no money. Like I don't know. Like who's keeping him like on at that news? Because like it's got to be some kind of like
Here, it's a 20.
yeah.
keep the change. Oh, thank you.
Wow.
You're so generous.
I'll be able to afford dinner
Yeah.
tonight.
Pockets full of candy bars. Like,
yeah,
see you later,
just
bitch.
an armful of newspaper, just like, well, didn't see what I'm looking for. I'm out of here. Thanks for letting me browse. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Come by. And like, man, I can't believe we're on a newspaper.
How am I
right now.
always selling out my shop? This is amazing.
So Bruce Campbell's just kind of loitering around this newspaper stand, and then Maniac Cop is just walking up and just like unsheathes his fucking bayonet blade.
Sword
And
at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah, it looks like a short sword.
They did the sequel thing where like not only is like you can tell like they're really ramped up the sequel because like now
Yeah.
he's a monster. He's
got
got
a cool car.
got a cool car,
Got a bigger
got a bigger knife. Yeah.
So Bruce Campbell is just reading a newspaper and just gets stabbed through the neck. The newspaper, I mean, I like the gag with the newspaper like ripping off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Splitting
As he
down
pull-
the
Because
Because
knife.
wasn't it like I think even like the headline was like something about the murders, right? Or like
I
like the
didn't see it,
anniversary of like I think it was something relative to the plot.
I didn't
Probably,
notice
yeah.
it, but that's
Yeah.
clever. That's clever.
They do like their newspaper gags. In
Yeah.
Maniac
Yeah.
Cop.
Yeah, they do.
But when he pulls the newspaper down, he reveals. And I hate shitting on makeup effects because that shit is really, really difficult.
Very
to do,
difficult.
but it looks bad. It just looks like this big chunk of like flesh colored clay glued
Yeah.
to his fucking neck
Yeah.
with a blade popping out and some blood. And then
There he
next
went.
scene, we're in a morgue. We see some titties, and then we see Bruce Campbell dead. And
Yeah,
then
Hooker
he's
Cop has
out
to
of the
come
movie.
in and
and ID him.
ID him.
ID
cry a
him.
little.
We get to see Bruce Campbell's corpse, and that was where we decided we were done with Maniac.
Yeah, we had absolutely no intention or desire to watch beyond that point.
We only care about
We're
Campbell.
just here for
Yeah.
Campbell.
We're here for Campbell. Maniac Cop 2 could have been fucking amazing, and we're probably never going to know.
Down.
Yeah. So that's pretty much. I mean that's Maniac Cop. Like we skipped a bunch of stuff,
Of course.
but it doesn't. Like it really doesn't matter. Which is probably a good point to get to the quality of Campbell.
But first, let's talk about Patreon.
Do you like our weekly content here on Cult of Campbell? Then visit our Patreon at Cult Talk Net. For only $5 a month, you can join our Groovy tier, which includes early access to all Cult Talk Net episodes, full-length audio watch-alongs, and access to our private Facebook group.
I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed. It helps maintain the illusion.
Or for only $10 a month, you can join our certified Groovy tier, which includes all the perks of the Groovy tier, plus a monthly bonus episode and early access to our early recorded beta episodes.
For the month of May, our bonus episode for you is the 1978's Within the Woods, a short film starring Bruce Campbell and the progenitor of the Evil Dead.
And the only place to find out whether that's groovy or not groovy is Patreon at Cult Talk Net and help support the podcast. Now, back to the show.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
All right, Tyler, as our premier Bruce Campbell head, this being one of the few movies you've seen for the first time since we've been recording, what do you think?
I was not a fan. Like I said, I've owned these for like years. Like I swear, about 10 years I've had these DVDs, and I've never once watched them. Like many times I've like thought about watching them, and I'm kind of it's not good Campbell. It's not Bruce. Like from the moment they introduce him, I don't understand it. Why they introduce him so unlikably? Like he's not a likable character, and they don't even take time to even like. I get, you could have a character introduce him as unlikable, and then the story is that that turn of character.
Right? They have to have an arc.
That arc, yeah. But we don't even see that. I mean, he's a dick when we meet him, and then you're just kind of supposed to forget it. And like he doesn't have any like character growth other than like toward the end he decides he's going to be a hero for some reason.
Yeah.
To clear his name.
To clear his name, yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
His
Yeah.
name. Yeah.
And there's so many questions with the movie itself about like his character. Like, why does Matt Cordell have such a vendetta against him in particular? Because it murders, Matt Cordell murders his wife. His lover is leaving ominous voicemails, and he goes after Bruce's girlfriend, and he's after Bruce, but there's no elaboration. Like, there's got to be a lot of this story missing.
It feels like even if it wasn't stuff that was shot, like it felt like it was in the script and got cut without being re-edited.
There's got to be a couple lines or something. But this movie Maniac Cop had no problem dumping exposition, so I don't really know. I don't know. Like there might not be. They might have just been like, he's going after Bruce Campbell because he's the one we paid all the money to, so he's got to be on the screen. Like, he doesn't like you. Yeah, like that's because I don't know. But no, as far as Bruce Campbell's portrayal as Jack Forrest in Maniac Cop, and then the brief cameo, the Campbellio that we get in Maniac Cop 2, I did not enjoy Bruce Campbell in this film series, I guess. And for that matter, I did not enjoy this film series.
Yeah.
I have 1, 2, and 3, so I mean I'm half tempted to watch them, but after that first one, I just can't.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine them getting any better.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Eric? What do you think about?
Okay, so
and by the way, I'm giving it a not groovy. By the way.
Oh, are we? Yeah. You're ready to rate it already, huh? Yeah.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
So I boy, this movie, Bruce Campbell in this movie, I actually think I'll say this. I'll start off by saying this. His acting was very good. He sold
his acting did. Yeah,
he sold this character that he was put in the role of very well.
Yes.
So I'm going to start off by saying that.
Yeah, the scenes with him, I mean, he wasn't. He acted well. It just wasn't a good role.
It wasn't a good role. Now, yes, and that's exactly. You're absolutely right. Like he's a very unlikable, just kind of a skeezy guy. It's like we're supposed to be rooting for him, it sounds like, even though at the same time, kind of the
that's what the film wants us to do.
It seems to, it does, but it gave us no reason to. The first scene we see is distant with his wife, completely unsympathetic to,
Yeah, she's clearly got some emotional.
She's in distress,
mental issues.
Yeah,
and he could not give two shits.
Then she catches him in bed with another woman, and then he just goes to work the next day and finds out secondhand that she's been killed. And then he gets at that point he pretty much gets arrested after that, and he's in a cell.
They lock him up for the whole second act.
He's in a cell for half the movie. He gets out, receives exposition dump, gets apprehended again, and run around in the back seat of the bad guys. Right around in the back seats the bad guy's back seat, you know, just getting thrown around until finally at the very end he starts punching the guy in the face. Like, it is just to get off of the crimes. Like, he's just I don't understand the point of this character.
No, and like his wife dies. Like I said, this movie couldn't have taken place more than like 3 days. Yeah. We never see a funeral or any remorse, and like he cannot be happier to see his mistress when like they show back up. Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, baby, like we're back."
Like, oh shit, they're gonna let me make out with you right here in the interrogation room.
No, there just wasn't like again, I think his acting was really good. I really bought the character. It was kind of like every time he came on, it's like I just hate this guy.
Right.
What do you think, Ursa?
Shitty character, shitty writing, a lot of shitty shots, shitty expedition dumps. I think this whole it felt like in the beginning that they wanted him to kind of be that cliche, rugged veteran cop, and then to have him some type of redemption arc. But it was like what they wanted and what they got was just like two completely different things.
Yeah, we did not get that.
I think my theory is what they were going for was like a blend of slasher and that film noir. Like, because you've got film noir where your main characters are very like flawed, and then they kind of go through the story that way, and then usually they've got more of an arc than that. Though I don't think they blended it very well.
No, it's like it's just
there was no arc.
There was
nothing.
It was totally flat.
There was no redemption. Like, there was no like point where he.
I would like to see how much screen time he actually had and how many lines he actually had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because there is, like I said, it's 20 minutes into the first film before we get to see Bruce,
and then he's
there, he's gone, then he's there again. And speaking of which, in Maniac Cop 2, he dies at the 20-minute mark. So we get 20 minutes where he is in it, but he is again in it very briefly.
And probably 10 minutes of that Maniac Cop 2 was crash cop cars. And
Oh, and the very first scene. So he probably was in Maniac Cop 2 as much as he was in Maniac Cop 1.
he probably showed up, shot that one long walking scene and the psychiatrist scene and got paid.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I've got
Ian,
that question.
what about you?
No, this wasn't good. I mean, I had fun kind of ripping on it with you guys, but like that's kind of it, and it's not even a movie I would really recommend for that purpose. No. Like, because when you think of movies that are so bad that you can sit there and like watch them and rip on them, you think of like The Room, which is just like so intensely bad that it's hilarious.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah, like so like this movie never gets to the point where it's just like, holy fuck, this is unfucking believable and I love it. It just comes off as like really incompetent, like which The Room does too, but it just never. I don't know. We laughed at it, but I'm never gonna watch it again.
No,
like, I know I'm never gonna.
With like the base story that was there, and I think it has a lot of potential that just it's not even close to being delivered on. It's just
No, there were a lot of ideas that never went anywhere.
Yeah, there's a huge part of the story missing. There's a lot of the story missing. It's like we don't know where. We don't even know in the first movie if Maniac Cop Matt Cordell is undead or not. Like, he has supernatural abilities, but yet it's stated in the exposition that he's just he got brain damage, so he's like got some bolts loose. But he's taking like clips of bullets
round
to his
after
chest
round.
and like to his face, and he's disappearing and reappearing.
He's disappearing right in front of people's eyes. The quality of Campbell. I mean, okay, so Evil Dead. I was like, I'm gonna rate just Bruce Campbell and not the rest of the movie, and I said, Evil Dead the movie, groovy. Bruce Campbell's performance in Evil Dead, not groovy, because he was brand spanking new. It wasn't done well. His lines were delivered weird, yada yada. This one is like the opposite for me.
It really is.
Like Bruce Campbell. His acting is fine. Bruce Campbell was fine, but his character fucking sucked. He was almost not in the movie at all. Like, everything about the writing was terrible. Like, Bruce Campbell sure, fine, groovy, but I'm going to give this a not groovy because there was not enough Bruce Campbell and it was really not good when he was there to like redeem this movie. Like this just wasn't good. It was fun to shit on one time and I'm never going to watch it again.
Yes, I mean, I think Ian's already said not groovy.
Right.
I'm going to give it a not groovy. So Eric, what do you think? What do you think? What do you give it?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a not groovy. I mean, I know I said I praised his acting in this, but his character was terrible.
Yeah.
We didn't get enough of him. He wasn't enjoyable to watch. I think that's more of a fault in the direction and the script. But yeah, definitely not groovy here.
Yeah. And I think it goes without saying with these I guess these decisions these reflect Maniac Cop 1 and Maniac Cop 2.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm giving
I'm
giving the
definitely
Maniac
giving
the Bruce's the quality of Campbell amongst Maniac Cop 1 and 2 both not groovy. And
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the same here.
What about you, Urs? What are you giving it?
If there was lower than that, I did enjoy like Bruce Campbell's acting. I thought he did a pretty good job of being a shithead.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, just the writing and dialogue, it was just bad. It's just so bad. It's just like you can't drop a diamond in some shit and expect it to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. No, I think that's a
Do-
good unanimous not groovy.
Does anyone have a favorite Bruce Campbell moment from the Maniac Cop
I do.
franchise? What's yours?
for it,
Ian?
go for it.
Him getting absolutely shit rocked in the back of the truck was fucking great.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably my favorite moment as well. It's like it felt like slapstick Bruce.
Right,
I'm sure
yeah.
they had, but that's the crazy thing. That's the only memorable part. Like, what else would you say? Like, oh, I enjoyed the part where he's set in the jail cell. I liked where he was mentally.
I actually like the part when his wife walks in and he's like, "Why did you follow me?"
Oh my god, yeah. He's like, look what you did. You ruined everything with your snooping. Like,
Why are you suspicious? It's not like I mean, you shouldn't have known that.
My favorite part, I'm gonna pick it from Maniac Cop 2. It's when he got stabbed in the throat, and that's just because I know Bruce Campbell must have felt some sort of relief that he didn't have to be in the rest of the movie.
I will say, like, in Maniac Cop 2, you could tell he's like, he came there for his day. He's like, you get me for 8 hours. Fucking film what you got to do. I got to get out of here. Like, let's do this. Let's do this.
Wrap it up.
So
wrap it up, people.
That's my favorite part, just because it got our poor boy out of that movie. There we go.
Do you have a favorite moment, Tyler?
It's got to be just the back of the van, because that's the only part I remember.
Right, yeah.
You know what? Honorable mention though, when he goes jumping out of the back of the truck.
Yeah, that I'm like, what was the
Like,
thought
what was your plan
process?
there?
Yeah,
because he comes through, like he pretty much just like helped out Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop was trying to get back into him.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, let me help you, and bust through.
In a better movie, that would have been played as a very funny joke.
right.
Yes.
Well, I got a question though, guys. What was your least favorite?
Man.
I would have to say, just like, man, least favorite.
Just the rest of it? Is it just the
the
rest?
rest,
Yeah.
because I did not enjoy any of it. Like,
I like Tom Adkins a lot. But like,
Tom Adkins
he
should have
was-
been in more of this.
He was the main character, and I was interested to see more. And then they were like, "Just fucking kidding!" And he got chucked out a fucking window.
like
me,
I
it
said,
was-
it felt like to me like they got Tom Atkins, they got Bruce Campbell, and they're like, we don't have enough to pay you guys for the whole movie. So we're going to give
dividing
the
it
first
in
half.
half.
Yeah, Tom gets the first half.
All right,
Bruce,
we got
you take
Tom
the
for 3
second
days.
half.
We got Bruce for 1. Let's fucking go.
My least favorite was when he left the two of them alone in the interrogation room.
Right,
Like, God,
so
she's gonna rough him up. And
That
they're
was
like,
weird.
What the fuck, man? Like, that's just.
That
Are you
was
kidding
weird.
me?
Hey, forget about your dead
Yeah.
wife. Forget about going to jail.
And
Just
his-
make out with your girlfriend.
Yeah, there's a cop. There's a
And
goddamn
Bruce
murdering
was
people.
like, "All right, sounds good."
yeah, he was like, he looks at her and he gives her that little eye cock, like, all right, let's fuck.
Oh yeah, let's bone on camera.
Jesus,
I didn't like the phone guy.
the
Phone guy?
Yeah, when he's reaching back for the phone. and
Oh, that
he
was
grabs the hand.
so weird. Yeah,
grabs
so
the dead lady's hand.
So yeah, like they Bruce gets what is he? What he's looking out the window. He helps hooker cop down out the window or something like that, right? Because he's looking out the window, and then this little short detective guy.
Yep.
Well, it's like a little short balding detective guy comes up behind him. Is like, "Hey, freeze! I know what you did." And like he turns around,
And then the ugly lady's corpse is laying on the table.
We sound so bad. Like we say, like,
They described her that way.
It's how they describe her.
That's what they said. We are not.
And if you can find any other like memorable characteristics of any of these characters, by all
Well, I
means,
mean, she had a
rename them.
cane.
Yeah.
The crippled lady.
Cripple cop lady. There we go.
Cripple cop.
yeah, that
There we
ugly
go.
bitch who can't
That's
walk.
better, isn't it? Isn't it better?
Yeah, like he reaches back, like he's like he's got his gun on Bruce, and he's like, we're gonna get you for this. I'm calling the cops.
Calling for backup.
And he reaches, and I'm assuming he's reaching for the phone, but ugly lady's hand is laying on the phone. And then he
Screams like a woman.
It's like,
Out.
you knew there was a body there.
Yeah, like he's
It's not like
looking at her.
dark. It's not like
No, it's
dim.
not.
Even it's
well lit.
super bright.
She's right there. You're standing
He's
right next
standing
to
on a
her.
fucking
next to her.
table. Bruce is standing beside the table,
Yes. It just
and you're walking up to. You knew it was there. I just don't. I don't get it at all. I had to like
It's
ask
very
what
weird.
happened
It was very
because I
weird.
didn't understand.
Yeah, what a dumb fucking choice.
So I guess before we wrap it up, I think we're all about done talking about Maniac Cop.
Yeah, I think so.
Before we wrap it up, we right now it's unanimous, not groovy. I think we're all in agreement that this was not a groovy movie.
Yeah.
But last time that I believe Maniac Cop was in anything in pop culture was I think 2019. There's rumors, or actually I think it was reported that HBO has greenlit a Maniac Cop series.
Interesting.
Is that anything that interests anybody?
Oh yeah.
I want to see how they handle it with the whole like modern trend of like forcing everything to be woke. Like it
Yeah.
could get handled pretty cool and actually end up being neat, but it's probably going to get bungled.
It's probably gonna be.
But I am interested in seeing it just to like see how it ends up.
I just wonder if, like, I don't know, like, why reboot Maniac Cop? Like, it's not a groundbreaking concept. It's something you could give your own name to and make a original property. It's like, I can't imagine Maniac Cop having huge, like, I guess, name appeal. Like, how people are going to hear
not in a
Maniac
broader
Cop and be like,
audience,
oh,
yeah.
shit, like,
I
Maniac.
remember that movie. I
They
love
brought
it.
back Maniac Cop. Like, who's going to be, like, how many people are excited about that? But I guess it is a catchy.
Let us
you
know
it's
if you
a catchy
are.
title.
We want to hear about it. I want to. You know what? If you liked Maniac Cop 1 or 2, I want to hear why.
Yeah, I would like to hear why.
From you why.
Like,
I
what do you
really
think,
am. I'm
Urs?
genuinely curious.
HBO series. I'll watch a couple episodes. See how I like it.
I'd like to see how
see
it
how it
turned out
goes.
because HBO
Yeah.
at least
Oh, I'm
they can
curious
take the
about it.
reins off, and I'm sure it can be a fun
Especially
ride.
like the what they say in the script, like a neon
Soaked, cocaine
dream.
fueled, neon. Yeah,
I mean, all that sounds amazing to me.
It does.
I mean, if they really, because it's an '80s property, I'd say if they really embrace that '80s vibe, like some like pumping synth music and like I don't know if they would. I don't know if they're going to make Maniac Cop a undead entity, because I mean Maniac Cop 1, I'm not even sure if they did that.
Right.
So like I'm not sure if like that would be part of the reboot, or if it's going to be just some like crooked cop who just went over the edge. I think might be what they play it as. Maybe play it a little more straight. I don't know, or like a little more.
I feel like they
menacing,
probably
or-
will. I think.
I hope
probably
they
will.
just add a little more like cohesion. That's all.
Yeah, maybe you look over the script more than once.
Yeah, maybe we can find out why the Jack Forrest character and Maniac Cop have a rivalry of some kind.
that connection. Why is Maniac Cop after him?
I'm going with chin jealousy.
Chin jealousy.
Yeah, I think that's so. Yeah.
There can only be one chin.
Yes.
Could only be one.
All right. So I mean, I think we've pretty much exhausted all we can talk about Maniac Cop 1 and Maniac Cop 2 as far as the quality of Campbell goes.
Yep. And there's no Bruce Campbell in Maniac Cop 3, so don't ask.
Yep. There was
Not
no
doing
reason for us to do it, and we
Not doing it.
will
Fuck
gladly not do that one. But yeah, Maniac Cop 1, Maniac Cop 2, not groovy on all 4 parts.
Yeah, unanimously so.
I think even Bruce, I always taking a break, I glanced over it, and like I think even he has stated he is not a fan of this film.
Is that
so-
right? Oh,
Which I imagine it would have to.
Fair.
There's no way you can look at this and be like, yeah, I'm really glad it did me.
I'm really proud of Maniac Cop.
Yeah, when it comes to my career,
best
you know,
roles.
I'm really, I'm sure Robert Zadar is probably proud of it. That's probably like his big, that was his franchise. I'm sure he was
Right,
proud of it,
yeah.
but I can't imagine like anyone like Tom Atkins, like, you know, out of all my movies, you know, I'm really glad I got to be a part of the Maniac Cop series.
Halloween 3 was a piece of shit, but I'm real glad I was in Maniac
Yeah.
Cop.
So, make sure you guys follow us on our Instagram at Cult Talk Net. Also, we have a Patreon, which is Cult Talk Net. You can go over and check out our tiers and our incentives. We'd
sorts
love
of
to have
fun
you
stuff
guys
over
on there. Yeah, we're going to try to keep it loaded with bonuses for everybody and make it worth your penny.
Reactions and beta podcasts.
Yeah,
and other little
betas and
extras.
Bonus podcasts.
more of our voices.
More of everyone's
sultry
voices. We might even do some video content on that.
I might
don't know.
breathe into the microphone more.
Yes. But until next time, you know, I think let us know in the comments what you guys think on our YouTube at Cult Talk Net. Shoot over Instagram. Let us know what you guys think of the content we're posting over there. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time,
Stay
groovy.
Stay groovy.
And remain silent.
Never fuck with the king. That's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.